I really don't. I don't want to
know.
meet that man.
Maybe he's fine, but there's flags. There are flags, and they're not green. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back to Membriash.
I'm Ashley.
I'm Mitch. We are recapping Milf Manor 2, episodes 5 and 6. What happened was we did a couple of recaps because we were behind, and then we were gonna react to all these. And then we're filming some of this on my phone nowadays, and because I got a nice new phone that has a really good camera and shit, and it just randomly cuts out. And apparently it's like a known bug, and you can be filming for 20 minutes, it'll cut out. You can be filming for 30 minutes, it'll cut out for no reason whatsoever, and there's no fix. So that's what happened while we were reacting, and since we lost some of the footage, we figured we'll just finish up on a recap.
I have a question.
Yeah.
For everyone. Should I get a rug tufting machine?
No. What are you doing this for? Why are you derailing?
Because I really want one.
I've already nixed it.
And it looks fun.
Okay, so I first you need to inform them how many textile activities you have that you aren't doing. How many?
It's just 2. It's not that many.
Oh, just 2. Just
3, I guess.
3, yeah.
But not really 3. Mainly 2.
You tried to get on the cross stitch.
Yeah,
Is that counted? Is that part of the 3?
Well, yeah, it's part of the 3,
okay.
But that's like the 3rd. That's not, because I had bought like just a little cross stitch set, but the problem is that they don't give you the instruction. Like, how am I supposed to know? I don't know how to do it.
Macrame.
Yeah.
That you're not doing.
Sure.
And then you also have
crochet.
Crochet.
But here's the thing. The yarn for the crochet could probably be used for the tufting. Don't you think?
Okay.
And I have a lot of yarn. I just think it could be cool.
You knew this was gonna set me off. You knew it. You're trolling me right now. You're not asking them.
I'm not trolling you because I really want one. You can make really cool stuff with a tufting gun. You can make a wall tapestry. You can make a Lisa Frank wall tapestry.
I'm not engaging anymore.
What do you think?
Are you engaging?
Do you have a rug tufting gun?
No, they don't.
Someone might. You don't know that people don't have it, and you don't know that people won't support my dreams. Okay?
Okay. Well, my dream is to finish this video at some point.
No.
So can we start?
No.
All right, we're going to go right into the recap.
All right. So episode 5 kicks us off.
All right. So we start off on episode 5.
And we go to the beach.
So today we're going to heat things up.
Ooh.
Yes. Because you're all going to the beach.
Everyone's going to the beach. They're planning a big beach date for all the ladies, all the fellas. The men couldn't give a crap less. They don't remember what show they're on.
They're just throwing a football around. They're just playing. Most of them.
Zero attention to the women.
The young men in particular.
Yeah.
I think it's quite a few of them, but especially like the younger men are all just like couldn't give a less.
Right. Meanwhile, Darren and Kelly May are the only ones that are like actually paying attention to each other and the romanticness of the beach date.
Darren and Kelly Mack are starting to have a connection.
They're dating each other. They're talking about emotional stuff.
Yeah. They decide they're going to go steady.
Yeah, it's really cute.
It's really cute, yeah.
Yeah, they're one of the highlights of the season, honestly. They're like blossoming love.
Yes, it's super cute. They seem like a really good match, and I'm proud of Darren for moving away from his method of choosing dramatic women.
Yeah, he viewed red flags as green flags, and he understands that now.
Yes.
It's nice to see the change, honestly.
It is nice.
So then suddenly, the show, of course, has a nice little twist, and it's that 2 gingers come up on jet skis.
They are coming up. What the hell?
Who now? No!
Coming in from the ocean, like, kind of idiots, honestly. I just feel like they're trying so hard. And the funny thing is that it looks kind of cold out there. So they're coming in shirtless on jet skis. Cold. Meanwhile, all the women are like covering up in their shawls and stuff because they're freaking cold. The blankets.
Yeah. The older one, so it's Connor and David. Connor's the younger one, David is the older one, and David is Connor's uncle, apparently.
Which just immediately felt weird.
Yeah, it's strange when everyone else is like father-son, and then you have uncle, and it's not like Connor it doesn't seem like...
He doesn't have a dad or something.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like David is just playing that role for him.
I.e., it's the uncle he parties with all the time.
Yeah.
And they even mention like, oh, we like go on dates and hook up with people. Like, it's just...
The vibes are creepy.
The vibes are off.
They're off.
They're off pretty hard.
They're
clearly industry plants. You know?
You think everyone's an industry
Well, no,
plant?
but they're there to cause controversy. They're there to mix up
I
like
suppose.
pretty heavily. Whereas all the other guys in the house have a pretty tight like community. They're not like fighting with each other. It's
Yeah,
super,
that's
even when
true.
even when they're going after the same women, they're respectful. These
Yeah.
guys come in like breaking the door down. I'm gonna steal your girl kind of attitude. It's sort of weird.
It's super strange. David gives like solid Uncle Grandpa vibes.
So what's the special occasion?
What do you mean special occasion? Just eating some cake.
I have not been successful in finding the one.
He just like he has the mustache.
Yeah.
He has the like
The ginge.
he has a creepy vibe about him. That
Like
I,
Uncle Grandpa.
Yeah, that I
Kinda
can't put my
creepy.
finger
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
It's really strange. And the show, like they do, it seems like for everybody that comes in brand new, the show gives them a date to hand out.
When you're ready, please ask out the woman that caught your eye.
So each of them get to pick who they would like to go on the date with. So they get to pick. Joey is not happy that the Gingers have arrived.
Yeah.
He's very upset about it and very vocally upset about it, which makes sense because Connor has his eye on Joey's current flame, Kelly. And then Uncle Grandpa picks Christina.
Blonde Kelly. Christina?
Christina's giddy as hell to drop Sam like a sack of bricks
She
and
loves
just
it.
run right in. In fact, there's a scene where they're coming up, and this rubs me wrong every time. I've seen it multiple times at this point, just from
Yeah.
like rewatching and recording the video. But when they're coming up on the jet skis, she's like,
Ew, ew.
she does this.
What the hell? What the hell?
She does this shit with her tongue.
Oh no.
That's like
No.
her tongue gets a lot of work, man. And
That's gross. You gross me out.
I
you
saw
know
it
what,
multiple
though?
times, and I was like, oh,
What the hell?
Both
Christina,
her,
put that thing back in your mouth. It's like a slug, dude.
both her and Uncle Grandpa have creepy vibes.
Yeah,
so I
actually.
think they would go really good together because they're creepy vibes. They can be creeps in the corner together.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Christina and Uncle Grandpa.
They can stop bringing the creepy vibes to
Yeah,
everybody else
yeah.
in the house.
Concentrate
and save
in
it
one
for each other.
household. Yeah.
Exactly. Kelly's one of the ones that's like pissed that no one was paying attention to her and the other women, but presumably really she's upset about them not paying attention to her on the
Yeah.
beach. And she says,
That's what they get for playing football on the beach all day when they could have been hanging out with us.
which is probably true, honestly.
Honestly, I don't like Kelly that much, but she's kind of right here. Where
Yeah, she
It
is.
seemed like the guys were just having fun at the beach and not
They're
even,
making no effort.
They're making no effort. or in the back of my head, part of me thinks that these are like 24-year-old boys, guys,
Yeah,
men on
boys.
average. They're 20. They say boys a lot in the show. They're 24-year-old men on average, probably 20, 23 maybe, and maybe they think that them like playing football is cool or
you're
impressive.
right,
They're
you're
like, yeah, look
right.
at me. Oh, I caught the ball. Yeah, bro. Because they're trying to do that 20-something
That's
beach
true.
bro thing.
I didn't even think about
You
that,
know?
but that's probably accurate. And then you've got these like
The women don't care.
45 to 60-year-old women who are like not impressed
Yeah.
by dudes throwing around a football.
They don't care about games. They just
No.
want to have like somebody pay attention to them, so they're like not
Yeah.
interested. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But then, yeah, Uncle Grandpa and his little minion come by and sweep them off their feet.
So the date itself is super weird. Like it's
It's
not
problematic.
the weirdest date
Yeah,
because the
it's true.
weirdest date was the tantric sex.
That's true.
Yoga?
Which
Tantric yoga date.
Kelly's involved in a lot of weird dates.
She
We're
is.
starting to see.
She is.
Yeah.
She's actually been on, well, because that was her date.
Yeah.
The sex, not the sex, the yoga. Why do I keep saying sex?
Tantric yoga.
Yeah.
It's
I think
supposed to be
that's-
like they simulated sex,
Yeah, they basically did.
like positions.
With yoga positions.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't really tell on the date whether there are other people in the vicinity, but they're at some kind of like public venue. So like brewery, restaurant, and they're kind of like outside at a picnic table, and they decide that that is an appropriate time to pull out sex dice.
Yeah, we brought some dice to play. I think I got them in here somewhere.
Oatmeal, 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 oatmeal. I love you, oatmeal.
And
Which is like lick in a certain location or caress, and it's usually I think it's like a location
Mm-hmm.
and a very intimate move.
right, which requires Christina to unbuckle Uncle Grandpa's belt
Okay.
So I'm gonna do this. There's a first time for everything.
There is.
in order
Yeah,
in public.
because she got lick thigh.
Right. Right. So instead of like picking something more appropriate for the public location they are, they just go for it.
She just starts taking his belt off.
Yeah, she doesn't even ask.
Yeah.
She's just like, you know what we're doing this. And he doesn't seem upset about it, if I'm being honest.
No, he actually seemed really turned on.
Yeah, he did.
Oatmeal.
Also, like Uncle Grandpa and his minion, both just like the creepiness really. I guess like this date was just really uncomfortable.
It was really uncomfortable, yeah.
Them, all of them, like Kelly, Christina, Uncle Grandpa, and the little one are all like weird as hell.
I feel like this date has the creepiest people on it because
That
I feel like
might be part of it.
The tantric yoga date, the yoga instructor was creepy and Kelly was creepy, but Kelly was only like half creepy, so you basically have like 1.5 creepy on that date. Because Joey and Anthony were both, like, clearly uncomfortable and, like, normal people on that date.
They seemed like normies, yeah.
Everyone is creepy on this date. Every single one of them is, like, very uncomfortable.
They're amping it up and they're leaning in, which is what the show's for, but it's also, they look to be in a semi-public place, and even if they're not, like we talked about, there's camera crew all over, you know? And I don't know, like I get people make, like, porn and stuff, but...
That feels less creepy to me. This is creepy, honestly. We'll put in a couple clips. You'll see.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Well, we can.
I said blow. I didn't say suck.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, now we are.
Check, please. Yeah.
Anyway.
And then we pivot to the boys back at the house.
The boys. The men.
You know. Where Sam is upset because Sam doesn't want Christina on this date. And
he thinks he's quite a catch, too.
He does. He really does. So he starts giving his, like, Braveheart speech.
These guys came in, and I'll say this is the competitive side of me. They came in, a few hours ago? They don't just get to come in and take the women from us. No, they do not.
The Braveheart speech.
These gingers don't get to steal our women.
Oh,
you know?
That's what he specifically says. They don't get to steal our women like they're Neanderthals that are gonna go like club them and take them back.
Realistically, what's Sam gonna do?
I don't know.
Like, what is
both
Sam
of these guys
gonna do?
are twice his size too. Like Sam is one of the smallest guys in the house. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And it's also funny that he's saying this while they're literally stealing.
Yeah, they're playing sex dice, dude.
Yeah,
your girl's gone.
Yeah, they're stealing your girl, dude. She's gone.
She's gone, Sam. Yeah. And then at the end of the episode, Chris finally, because he seems like he was just sort of sitting on the sidelines a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But he said from the beginning that he's into Barb, and he starts to put on some moves. He like makes a little date for her.
So they go to the hot tub in full view of the rest of the house, which is totally fine if it weren't for the fact that Jacob is still very much hung up on Barbie.
Interested to know what's going on. Should we go spoil him?
And Jacob is not excited at all to see that Barbie and Chris have connected and specifically are making out in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Actually, their relationship seems more healthy than a lot of the ones on the show.
And this is actually the point where Barbie really starts growing on me because, like, I said it actually the episode before this, I think it was when it started, but at this point, I hear her saying things like she wants the men she's dating to act like men, not children.
Yeah.
Versus, so she's using totally different terminology, saying, like, be a man if you're going to be a man. And she also is one of those people that just didn't care. She wasn't like, oh, I need a younger man. She's just like, I dated anybody from, like, 1 foot in the grave to, like, 20-something.
Yeah.
And she's not using this, like, he's mature for his age, like, dialogue that for me feels uncomfortable. She's just like kind of, you know, don't act like a child, please.
Yes.
I don't want to take care of somebody. I don't want to baby somebody.
Exactly.
And I think some of this stuff kind of goes down when she's talking to Chris.
Yeah. Jacob doesn't like any of it.
Jacob hates it.
Jacob's upset.
Obviously.
And then he proceeds to tell the rest of the guys in the house that he and Barbie 4 hours earlier
kissed on the beach.
They kissed at the beach 4 hours ago. Yeah. Him and Barbie.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys were kissing at the beach?
Yes.
They were parting ways, and she said, "No, let's kiss," and they kissed. So
what a hussy!
Yeah, so he's freaking out because he kissed her earlier, and now she's kissing somebody else 4 hours later.
Which they're on a dating show where no one is in relationships, no one is coupled up, like
no one's exclusive.
No one's exclusive, and she just kissed 2 people on the same day, but. Yeah. Jacob
at most
is very
a little
upset.
tongue. You know what I mean? It was like whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when Jacob is telling the rest of the guys, Joey for some reason is like,
He gets all worked up.
So upset.
Yeah.
So upset.
And that's a cliffhanger, right?
Yeah. Is Joey being like, I don't know what's going to go down tonight. And that leads us into episode 6.
Yeah.
And that's how we start out. Barbie and Chris, happy with themselves, making a little connection, had a good time. And Jacob just like running rampant through the house, upset about the fact that Barbie is connecting with another person.
Do you also like tufting guns? I don't care. Here's a short ad break.
So Joey, in his infinite maturity, decides to confront Barbie.
No. I need to talk, and you get water first, right now.
Joey has nothing to do with this. Joey's never dated Barbie. Joey is like, it seems like friends with everyone in the house pretty equally. So like, I don't know what, like.
He doesn't have like a special interest in defending Jacob.
I was told that you initiated a kiss with Jacob today at the beach.
Oh, God.
No.
Right.
He just gets weirdly twisted about this. Like, and so he's upset that she kissed Jacob and then kissed Chris 4 hours later. But he also, my immediate impression was he kissed Christina. He was making out with her left and right like they were a thing. And then he was immediately making out with Kelly like it was no big deal.
Right. Very
But it's okay for him. Or it's like the 24-hour mark is okay. It's like it's just arbitrary rules. And you're talking about just kissing people.
It's incredibly dumb.
It's so immature.
It is
childish.
Incredibly
I hate
immature.
to use mature phrasing here, but
part of this conversation too, Chris gets involved in, because I think Barbie must have like walked in the house a little earlier or something like that. So Chris walks in and he gets accosted by the men also telling him that Barbie kissed someone else. And Chris,
because they bring it up almost like, you're not going to believe this, Chris. She kissed Jacob just a few minutes. Like they're giving him some dirt. Yeah.
He could not give a shit.
Yeah.
He's literally like,
as far as it comes like down to a kiss, I've done worse with girls that have full-ass boyfriends. And so it's not like I can hold that against her. But like,
he's super chill about it. Actually,
yes.
like I kind of like the way he doesn't get aggressive about it. He just lets roll off. And,
Chris's moral compass is not phased at all by the fact that Barbie may have kissed his friend earlier.
Yeah. He says, like, "Are you into me?" Okay. That's his barometer.
Right.
Yeah.
And realistically, like I don't know about his situations he was involved in where he like was participating in cheating. That's like a different thing.
And he didn't clarify really.
To me, the rest of this is just no one is exclusive.
Yeah.
No one has told anybody they're not going to be kissing anybody else. Like this is so weird that all the guys are so upset about this and like worked up about it. It's very, very strange.
It is really strange. Eventually Barbie completely agrees with us. She calls out Joey for being a hypocrite, saying exactly what we said. So I felt really validated in that. But
while you're trying to, at the same time, pull one over on Christina and like be a hypocrite while you're making out with Kelly in the hot tub.
It's just true. It's objectively true.
Yeah.
And then Joey never like takes ownership of it or apologizes or sees that he's in the wrong because it doesn't seem like he thinks he can be. When Barbie calls him on his. And
he just
I actually liked the way Barbie handled it.
He's like Joey's giving an interview to like the producer.
Oh yeah,
and she hears him from her like bedroom window, and she screams,
yeah,
out the window.
Yeah, I love that. And then Joey's like, see, and it's like because he's bullshitting. Joey's being a bullshitter right here. Joey's actually acting super immature here. So.
Yeah, this is an example, I think, of where, like, Chris sometimes has a lot more maturity than the other guys, and you can see it pretty clearly here, where he's just kind of unfazed by, like, a little bit of, like, nonsense, and all the other guys are, like, incredibly riled up about it.
Yeah, there's another positive moment. There's an emotional moment. They have to have an emotional moment, like, every 2 episodes or whatever.
It's
like a real, raw emotional moment.
I think that comes, though, from having the fathers and sons there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was intentional or like deliberate when they decided. I think they probably just wanted the drama of having the fathers and sons there, but it is pretty sweet to see like some of their relationships with each other, and it makes for some like pretty heartwarming moments throughout a show that's otherwise trash.
Yeah. Well, there's a moment where Jacob's dad, Ashley, right? His name's Ashley. Yeah. He ends up talking about his past life and is like, because he just got divorced really recently, and he kind of tears up talking about
over 24 years you build a relationship and you get to know them so well. You've had 3 children together, and
he thought she was going to be like his forever partner and stuff, and he never dreamed about like having to find a new life and stuff. It's kind of really seems like he's in there way too early after the divorce, but you know, he got a call and he's like, yeah, why not, I'll try it. But like he, you know, he tears up, and who's he confiding with in that moment.
I think it's a whole bunch of the like older men are all sitting around because Stacy's there.
Stacy in particular,
and Anthony's there.
Stacy's interesting.
Stacy, it feels like, tries to latch on to. So Ashley is having a very real moment where he's describing like the fact that he's not ready, like his trust was broken.
He got served the papers or whatever. He got told she divorced him very much. He said, "I was in a forever till death do us part." He said,
right,
yeah.
So it's going to take him a while to be able to build up trust in another person, which based on his backstory makes total sense.
Yeah.
And then Stacy, I think
cheater ass Stacy.
Right. I think Stacy sees that Ashley is getting, it's emotional and is made like that's a good look for, which it is, like it's endearing, right? It's endearing people to
are
Ashley.
Being raw and real and stuff. Yeah.
So Stacy tries to hop on that bandwagon and basically say like,
I opened up and became vulnerable. For me to trust, that's just going to take time.
But at this point, we already know because Miles has talked about the fact that Stacy cheated
ruthlessly
on Miles's stepmom.
Yeah.
Terribly
over years
while they were married.
Yeah, for like a decade plus. And that was Stacy's major relationship that he was talking about.
Right.
So here's the thing. We do not know what Stacy has gone through, but we know that he f***ed over Miles. We know that he f***ed over Miles's stepmom.
Yeah.
And if you believe the comments, I have not vetted it, but there are other people out there that Stacy has f***ed over.
And it feels regardless, right? Regardless of all this, it feels super disingenuous to have Ashley sitting there talking about what he's been through and then Stacy just kind of like hopping on that. It really versus Anthony.
Me too, bro.
Right.
You know, like, yeah, me too.
Versus Anthony, who doesn't claim to have had that experience.
Yeah.
Anthony's basically just like, yeah, that would make it hard.
Yeah.
He's not like, I understand. I'm in the same situation.
Well, and then the stuff with Stacy's weird too, because like him and Crystal feels like he's kind of she's getting the cold shoulder a little bit, and then Stacy's not really interested. They haven't kissed. Is he celibate now? Like, what's going on with this guy? I'm confused. I'm confused what's going on with Stacy.
So every episode we have to have some kind of challenge or some kind of like fake sporting event. And the event for this episode is a sexting challenge.
Yeah.
Wherein the women have to sext pictures, like scantily clad pictures of themselves to the men that they're interested in.
Which has a hidden element in the background that you'll find out at the end that they didn't even know about.
Right.
Which is fun.
There's a twist.
Anyway, they're just taking sexy pictures and sending them.
It's cute though because Kelly May like doesn't really know what she's doing, and she's like, I've never sexted before. I don't know how to take these photos. I don't know what to do. And Lynette especially is like, you know what? I'll show you. Like,
so I got you to help me.
I am not a virgin sexter.
It's okay, you know, and she's like giving her advice. She's like, oh, I know how to do this. I've done this a lot.
Yeah, she proudly talks about having gone through a hoe phase after being divorced. So I know she's older and stuff, but like, you know, she got, you know, she did what she wanted to do after she got divorced, and she knows about sexting, even though she's a little bit older, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty cute. And it's cute watching Kelly May because she's really only interested in Darren, and her and Darren's relationship is adorable.
It's one of those shining lights on the show where it's kind of tolerable at times because of like people like that.
So that's really cute. And she sends him sexy pics, and honestly they're good. For the first sexy pics she's ever taken and sent to someone, like she does a really great job.
And then Darren reacts perfectly, and he's super nice about it and stuff.
Very surprised at how absolutely creative and sexy these pictures are.
Versus Crystal sends sexy pics to Stacy, and Crystal's sexy pics are also awesome. She does a really good job. She looks amazing. And Stacy is like,
oh, are we supposed to respond to them?
Yes.
Oh.
Come on, that's so rude.
Oh.
I know, and then I think Anthony's like, what are you talking about? That's rude. Why would you do that? He's like, you have to respond. They basically peer pressure Stacy into responding. Could you imagine sexting somebody and just getting nothing back? Yes. You would assume they hate you, or they don't like it, or they don't think it's sexy.
And he literally says, so all the other men, some of them are like, yeah, you know, I've gotten sexy pictures before, whatever. Stacy is like,
most of the time I don't even respond. Some I might just put a little heart, like, but I really am not trying to engage like that.
Like, that's the most he'll ever do for a sexy pic is like a double click.
What the hell is going on with this guy? I don't know.
I don't know.
He's a little confusing.
He is confusing.
Yeah. I want to
Lynette...
believe the best in people because Miles really feels like he connected with him at this point in the show.
Yeah.
And I want to believe that for Stacy. I'm feeling weird. I'm feeling weird about it, honestly.
Lynette sends her picture to Anthony. None of this is surprising. These are all the people that have like one person in the house that they're sending things to.
It's they do the predictable people first,
right?
You know?
And then they move on to who's the one they
Christina?
No. Then they move on to Barbie.
Oh, Barbie does. I like Barbies.
I like Barbies too. I mean, she was a stripper. She
talks.
knows what she's doing.
She's like, I've been in photo shoots. I've had my, she was a stripper. She knows how to show it.
Yeah.
But then she says,
Me, I'd rather send somebody a silly picture.
So she does have some sexy pictures, but then she has some very unflattering, very goofy pictures, and her justification is like that's who she is, and she wants to be with somebody who can accept her goofy side, and I really like that.
I like that too.
Yeah.
And then she decides, so technically she's been involved with Jacob and Chris, but she decides she's only going to send photos to Chris. She's done with Jacob after what happened.
I think she's totally cut him off in her mind, but she's kind of frustrated with him at this point.
Absolutely.
And is like, you know what, not dealing with this. I'm just going to send him to Chris.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then Christina takes some like Carmen Sandiego
she's with trench coat.
Photos. Yeah.
And I tell you, all these pictures are great across the board for the whole show, but I hate Christina's duck face she keeps making. Like, that's very, 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
The duck face.
That's probably what I would do, though. Like, she looks maybe slightly uncomfortable. She looks great in the pictures, but she looks maybe slightly uncomfortable taking them, so I feel like maybe that was where the duck face is
Have you ever taken a duck face photo?
A duck face sexy photo? And then Christina... gets a little spicy and she sends her photos to two people. She sends them to Sam and Uncle Grandpa. Who, by the way, Uncle Grandpa is sitting... his place is with the older men, let's be honest. That's what he was brought on here for. That's the demographic he's in. But he will not accept it and he always sits with the young guys.
Yeah, because he can't acknowledge his age. But the funny thing about the sexy photos that they both get from Christina is that he gets them. He's looking at them. And then Sam gets... Sam's phone goes. And then he's like, wait a second, I think these are the same pictures.
I have a feeling it's the same photo.
Oh, no.
The homies on the same page.
And they're all a little bit like, whoa, what? Which is funny. She just bulk sending those out, Which it's efficient.
Why not? They're not supposed to be sharing them anyway, so technically you shouldn't know because those are for their eyes only.
This whole episode is just the men sitting there waiting for sex.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Well, and then they don't make the men. They should have made the men do it too, and they don't make the men do it. They only make the women take the sexy photos.
In fact, Barbie even says she's like, I'm hoping that we get some banana hammock pictures.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's like, where are my sexy photos?
She was ready.
Yeah.
And then the last one is Kelly. And Kelly's sexy photos are the weirdest, I think. Maybe, the most,
Yeah, I don't know. Sure.
Yeah?
She's weird.
She is weird.
The problem is, I'm really digging the two hottest guys in the house now.
She's whatever.
Yeah. So she sends her photos also to two people. She sends them to Connor and who else? Joey.
And as far as we can tell, they're personalized.
Yes.
Or they're separate.
Yeah.
They're not the same.
Took separate photos.
Yeah. To counter Christina's bulk method.
So all the men at this point have gotten their sext. None of them are waiting for anything. And it is revealed by the show that there was something underlying happening there, which is that any of the men that did not receive a sexy photo are immediately eliminated and have to go home.
And they cut 5 guys right there, which is pretty dramatic. And it was a shock, because it's actually the women didn't know that was happening, the men certainly didn't either.
Yeah, so everyone is shocked.
A lot of the guys are like, oh, I'm going to try and, win her back kind of thing. I think it's like what Jacob was talking.
Yeah.
He's not going to give up on love, and then boom, you're cut.
Yeah.
Like that.
So Miles goes home, Jacob goes home, Chris's dad.
Ashley. Oh, no, Chris's dad. I don't remember Chris's dad's
dad
name.
goes home, Ashley goes home. Is that everyone?
Did you count to 5?
No, I only have 4. Who's the 5th?
Do we know that it was 5? Did they say that?
We don't know that it's 5.
Okay, maybe it's just... No,
we'll
it's
clarify.
5.
We'll clarify on the
screen.
screen.
I don't know. Somebody we're forgetting exists.
Who else is in that house?
So we biffed this. We can't figure it. We can't.
Darren's son is Sam.
So we're forgetting somebody.
Son of Sam.
No, stop. Okay, so it's actually kind of an emotional moment. There's some moments that look really beautiful. It's Chris. Chris starts crying.
Oh,
because he loves his dad so much, and they're best friends.
I love you. I love you. Love you, son.
And he talks to the camera about how it was hard growing up, but his dad was always there for him, working his ass off, and he wants to be able to support his family in the future too. And you can see the love. It's beautiful.
You can.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's very sweet.
And it's really endearing for Chris as
It
well.
is.
Like, he's such a swell dude. He really loves
him.
people. Yeah, I really like Chris. And then, like, what is it? Ashley just, like, gives this very, like, British, like, we tried our best and we're going to go back out in the... He's just, like, he gives a little speech as they head out the door because he's already kind of had his emotional moment.
And I think maybe it's easier for them because they're leaving together. And then
Miles goes.
Yeah, which is sad. I honestly, so Miles in real life is a vegan chef. Yeah?
Vegan bodybuilder.
Vegan bodybuilder. I just feel like I want to see him on a different show. Like, I don't think this was the show for him.
They f***ed him, dude. They f***ed him over. And not in the real feed.
Nah, yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made it really hard for him, and I would love to see him on a show that, like, made a little bit more sense.
And where they didn't drag his estranged dad on.
Yeah.
Yeah, put him on one of these other, like, conglomerate dating shows or something. Like, I don't know.
Have him do something else.
Give him another shot. I'd like to see more Miles.
Or, like, The Mole or something.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd be good on that. I don't trust Stacey, and I don't think that things are going to be all that better once they get off the show, but I am glad that they were able to reconnect, and I hold, like, a very small modicum of hope that they left the show and they were able to maintain some kind of positive relationship afterwards.
I agree.
At least they broke the, like, they hadn't spoken years.
Yeah, and it went well when they did.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they got through some hurdles that would
Yeah.
help facilitate at least, like, minor contact going forward.
But I don't give the show credit for any of that, because I think what the show did was gnarly.
I think they tried to f him up.
Yeah.
And instead they took the high road and kind of went through it.
You should never force somebody into that kind of a situation. If they're not ready for it, like, that is messed up that they made them do that.
Yeah, and you can sit there all day and say, like, oh, the best outcome happened, but, like, they shouldn't have ever put them in that position anyway. I absolutely agree.
It was upsetting.
It actually looked like with Barbie, she went and apologized. She didn't really apologize, but I think she kind of was like, I had no idea, or like...
I think she did say, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
You and your dad are crazy. I'm so sorry.
We love you. We love you.
It's been a lot. You know?
Yeah,
She didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like sorry. Because I don't think she wanted him eliminated.
No,
I think
I
she
don't think so
actually.
either.
I think she was still kind of curious. I think she still kind of liked Jacob.
Yeah.
But at that point he was cut and that was it. And so she immediately ran to him, which was really sweet to see.
It was.
Barbie seems great.
I like Barbie.
I like
too.
Barbie. It's crazy. She's like, she really came through. Barbie and like Kelly May are like two real class acts, honestly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's essentially the end of the episode. You can see a brief scene with Lynette and Anthony where they look very loved up.
Yeah, and they both say basically that they would give this a shot. And Anthony said he'd go to the Rilfie every night. Anthony wants a little more.
The Rilfie just shouldn't exist, and I'm sorry.
But the next episode, they cliffhang it, making it look like he's going to get interested in a new lady.
Which who knows? Because they can do anything they want with those previews. So
They look pretty dramatic, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's it. It's a sexting episode.
Yeah. So that's episodes 5 and 6 of Milf Manor.
But some of this is like really just like a regular dating show at a certain point.
I'll tell you, I get the ick from primarily 3 people. Okay.
It's Uncle Grandpa.
Yeah, it's Uncle Grandpa for sure. He gives me the ick hard. Like I don't know if I've had
He's
the ick like that with
creepy,
many
Uncle
people.
Grandpa.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't want to
know.
meet that man.
Maybe he's fine, but there's flags. There are flags, and they're not green.
I'm open to liking him more in the future, but right now he is like bottom of the barrel for me.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about not the people I dislike, but the people that give me the ick. Okay?
Yeah, okay, Uncle Grandpa.
Kelly.
Kelly gives me the ick. She's
Strong.
coming back for a second season after she left the show with a young man, coming back for young men.
And yeah, she's pursuing the young men.
More than anybody else. Because
Absolutely.
there's potential that most of the people on the show for season 2, just like in season 1, just like with a lot of these shows, were sort of deceived into believing they were on a different show than they were.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kelly knew exactly what she was coming in for.
Oh, yeah,
which
baby.
is hunting young men.
Yep.
So Kelly gives me the ick hard.
Totally.
And also the only people she's interested in are both like 20-something.
And in this episode, she yet again says something that's like, oh, he's more mature for his age. So it's not like she's looking for maturity in a partner, right? Which is like that's a quality I enjoy in a partner. It's like her looking at a man she knows is really too young for her to be dating and then trying to justify it to herself by saying, but he's so mature.
That's
when in
what
actuality, he's not.
Yeah,
you know?
and that's again why I like Barbie. She's not doing that.
No.
She's saying, if you're a man, act like one.
Right.
She's saying, I'm not going to baby you.
Yeah.
Kelly's saying, you're so mature for your age.
Right.
It's totally
creepy.
different.
And then the third creep to me, I'm sorry, is Christina.
What the hell?
I agree. She's losing it. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
What?
I'm gonna agree. Christina drives me crazy on the show. I really don't enjoy seeing her. But it's also, she talks about how she didn't have sex for years and how she got out of a long relationship. I think she's kind of leaning into a new hoe phase like Lynette already did. So if we're seeing her at the beginning of a hoe phase, like, good for her. But I think that might be part of it. I don't want to give her too much credit, but that's a thing.
I agree that she's the most on the cusp for me for creep factor.
Yeah.
Like, she could be different in the next episodes and give me fewer creeps.
I don't know that that's going to happen.
That, like, weird tongue face thing she
shit.
did when the gingers came in, like, no. It's gross. I don't want to go too hard on Christina either for like the same reasons you're talking about. And she's less icky to me than Kelly, but she's kind of like, her and Kelly almost like team up.
I feel like her and Kelly might end up getting along the most. I don't know. It's hard to say.
We'll see. Christina's on the rocks.
Christina, if you're out there and you click on this video, we're willing to cut you a break. You just gotta show up. You gotta show up, Christina.
Also, you don't care what we think.
Yeah, that too.
Like,
I mean, if you want to change our opinion,
we're just sitting in our house talking shit. Like, what do we know?
Yeah, we're throwing
Nothing.
stones.
Right.
So that's Milf Manor 2, episodes 5 and 6.
Yes. If you enjoyed this, please press the like button. If you want to see,
we're gonna do more bi-weeklies. I think we're just gonna recap. It's too
much.
Oh, people are happier not seeing as much of the show, so this is a better method for all of us. Really, that's what it is.
Everyone wins.
Everyone wins.
Yeah.
If you want to watch it, check it out on TLC.
Thank you for watching.
Like and subscribe if you haven't yet.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much for all the members that have joined the Membriash community. If you want to do that too, it's just a little join button, $1.99 a month.
Yeah, it basically just helps us out. If you are like, wow, that's a lot of work. It is. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, we plan on adding new features in the future. They'll all be on the same level too. Anything we added will be there, but we just don't really know what that's going to be right now.
Yeah.
So we really do appreciate everybody.
Just like a support of us in the channel at this point, and we really appreciate it, but you are under no obligation to do so. We like you regardless. Also, tell me if you want me to get that tufting gun.
Okay. Tell her if you don't. Please.
How much stuff could I tuft? I could tuft.
No, everybody's going to say, yeah, get a tufting gun.
No,
we need to
like
go.
A jacket. I look like a Muppet.
All right, thank you.
Okay,
bye.
Then I got it knocked, and I started going,
ridiculous.
All those tearjerker.
Hey, we're gonna go on a cruise this summer. You should come with us.